Hi everyone, it's day 25 of the 31 Days of Tarot video challenge, and today's topic is if you could read the tarot for 5 people, famous, historical, alive, past, or fictional, who would it be and why? Oh my gosh. Okay, this was really hard. I don't even know if I am completely settled on the 5 people that I chose, but I'm gonna just like pick 5 and tell you why I had thought of them or considered them. There's 2 that probably would stay on the list no matter what, so let's start with those 2. So, number 1, I think I would want to read cards for Catherine the Great. She was, what, I don't know if she was a czaress, czarina, what do they call them, of Russia. But what a fascinating person she was. She's incredible. And so, yeah, I would kind of be curious to read her cards because she had an obvious, interesting, or at least she made it appear to be interesting private life because she went through extreme lengths to maintain her privacy from her servants. So, yeah, what an incredibly resourceful and industrial, creative person to, yeah, anyway, incredible that she kind of came to power without her husband, I think she married the Tsar, and then he died, and she somehow stayed in power. Anyway, fascinating character in history. I think I would like to read her cards to know what it was, what secrets she had in her private life that was so private. Um, the next one on my list was the Prime Minister's wife. I'm from Canada, and so Sophie Gregoire Trudeau. I like what an honor that would be. You know, she seems like such a um, fun and loving and yeah, amazing person. And I know she's very spiritual. So I think it would just be a really cool honor to be able to read cards for Sophie Gregoire Trudeau. Okay, who else did I pick? So I was trying to like go through all my favorite, fictional stories, what characters. It was so hard because there were so many. I was like, no, I can't read for them because I might say the wrong thing and end up dead. Like, who could you read for in like Game of Thrones or yeah, I don't know. There's just so many. I was like, no, that's too risky, too risky. And I was thinking like history, like going back to ancient Rome and like Cleopatra, and I'm like, oh no, I think that's too dangerous. I don't know if it would be worth the risk. But okay, so one person I consider a living celebrity, Jennifer Lawrence, maybe. She just seems like she'd be super fun and open and hilarious, and it'd be kind of cool to have the opportunity to read her cards. So I did think of one fictional character. So after my quest to go through all these characters to figure out which one, I kind of thought Professor Severus Snape because that poor man, like he carried a lot. Um, yeah, he probably had a lot of emotional things going on, and he had to kill Dumbledore on by orders, and he probably didn't want to do that, and he was heartbroken, and he was suspected of, he kind of was this double agent, and he was suspected of being on the wrong side. And I think that's a lot to carry. So, yeah, to read cards for Severus Snape might be some interesting insight that the books didn't necessarily reveal. Okay, and then the last one is kind of a toss up. I went back and forth. Um, Carrie Fisher, just because, she's being talked about a lot right now after her recent passing. And I just saw a documentary on her and her mother that was kind of insightful into her world, and what she's super funny. I've read her books before and I know that she's a really funny person, so I think it would keep the reading really light. Um, but she's super weird too, like good weird, like a weirdness I can relate to. But she collects a lot of weird things and keeps them in her house, and she gives them to her friends, and they're like super weird. Like I think the woman really liked shock value. So she was an interesting person, like really interesting. So I think she was one of my possible choices. And the other one, I went back and forth between her and Lucy Lawless because I'm a huge fan of her as well. And what's going on? She was supposed to resurrect the whole Xena Warrior Princess TV show. What's happening with that? I want to know. Is that a go? Are they still filming that? Is it still happening? What's going on with Lucy Lawless today? That would be kind of cool. So yeah, I don't know. There's maybe more, but I was spending way too much time thinking about it. So those are those are my 5 character celebrity past present picks. Yeah, I can't wait to see some videos and see what the rest of you are choosing. Like, who are you? How did you guys decide? This was really, really hard. All right, so I'm looking forward to watching your videos, and I will sign off for today, and I will be back tomorrow for day 26. Holy crap. Okay, see you guys tomorrow.